Okay, welcome to my LullaBaby Nursery LullaBabies, and I'm going to show you how I am going to reassemble this baby. I had taken apart because I noticed that on the bodice of the stitching, right about here, after it was filled, there I could see some of the stitching. So what I did was I went around the entire seams everywhere. I don't know if you can see that. I double stitched, and I also double stitched the arm and leg holes. Only place that I didn't do anything was where the elastic is, making the little scrunchie. So, but in the future, all my kit bodies that I receive with the kits, because you don't know who is sewing them, I'm going to inspect and make sure they use the right size stitching and double stitch, just to make sure that with all the handling and of your baby and dressing and everything and the filling, that it doesn't, the stitching doesn't come undone from the person that originally sewed it. And having a double stitch there will really secure those seams. I used to hand make all my bodies over a decade ago, and they didn't. When I was making reborns, I was working on Asher and Drake collectible dolls, taking them apart, and I had to make my own bodies. So I've never worked on a kit before. This is my first limited edition collectible kit by Bonnie Brown and Audrey Stout, and just an adorable face here. I've used this saran wrap to just smooth out the mohair, and before I put that on there, I love this product. It's made by Noodle and Boo. I'm not an affiliate, sponsor, whatever. I just came across this product. It's a leave-in conditioner hair polish. It's made for babies. There's no toxins. It's been tested on, I don't know who they test it on before they give it to babies, but if it's for babies, I feel pretty confident that it's going to be not a harsh chemical for the mohair. The ingredients is water, citric acid, polyquantrum, I can't pronounce some of these words, but sunflower seed extract, phenol, probiotin B5, hydrolyzed casein, which is a milk protein. There's some green tea, leaf extract, dimethicone, some sodium, something rather. I don't see, the only sunflower seed might be the oil, but I have found there's no grease. There's no greasy residue. I spritz it. This comes with a little spritzer, and I don't point it over the doll anywhere. I just give it a little spritz, just enough on this little toothbrush, and you can use any soft toothbrush. This is just one that my dentist gave me that I never used, so you can just style the hair, and it's moisturizing at the same time. You can do these little curly cues. I hand painted the hair first, and then I didn't know how much I wanted to add, so I did add just here and there on the crown, and then I decided to go back and add a little bit more for a more realistic three-dimensional effect. So you have the depth of the hand painting below the actual hair, and I did a good amount. And even back here underneath, I have this cute little painted curly Q, but you can take the hair and just kind of go around it, and it's got that depth. I really love it. And right here in the temples, you've got all that very fine little baby hairs. And the eyelashes are all hand rooted. And if those get out of place, you could moisten them and brush them in the direction you want. Everything was sealed with Genesis Heat Set matte varnish, and of course I used the Heat Set paints for all my sheer layers. So after you get done, using that little conditioner, it's not making the hair super wet. I just put this saran wrap over the top, and it really smooths out that hair to lay flat against the head, until of course you start messing with it and dressing it and everything. You could just put it back on there for a little while and take it back off. I don't know, something about the saran wrap just really smooths the hair down. I'm just going to leave that like that while I'm filling the body, or assembling the body. I wish I would have videotaped how I put the glass beads in here. I've got my container right here of fine glass beads. And I have a little funnel that I put in the hole, and I fill those fine glass beads up to the knee area right here. And I do all of them at the same time, and I weigh them before I start filling the polyfill, so to make sure that each limb is balanced with the same amount of weight. So I believe this is a ½ pound in each one. Yeah, I think I've got a ½ pound in each one. I don't remember. But anyway, the total baby, when I put it together the first time before I had to, unassemble it, she was 4 pounds, 2 ounces. So I'm going to try and get it back to that. And so after you fill it with the glass beads, you then stuff your polyfill in there to just really, pack that in down here at the knee so that it blocks and keeps the glass beads in the bottom. And you just keep filling and filling until it fills. You don't want it super hard. You want it to still have a little bit of a give because it is a soft vinyl, and you want to have that little bit of realistic feel. And then I just put a little bit of glue to secure that cap on so it doesn't squeeze and push back out. These little rings are available where you get the kits. Sometimes I get my rings from other sources if the place that I bought the kit doesn't have it. And that's another thing to cover it here, is that I bought this kit from McPherson Crafts in Canada, and they are an authorized dealer for selling artist kits. Do not buy kits off the internet that are from people that are probably selling knockoffs. So let's see, where's my I'm going to get the certificate of authenticity. Okay, so this is the certificate. She is number 1,750 out of 2,159. And yeah, she's really special, I think. If you get online and read the story about Bonnie Brown and what's happening to her with her previous sculpts being stolen, just devastating. I also have the receipt from I don't want to be showing all my personal information on here, but I have the receipt for, so that's my receipt from from McPherson Crafts, and this kit was $125.98. Keep that available because the new owner would like to have, copies of all this, and it's important for a collector to have the copies of these sort of things in case in the future they want to downsize, and they can show proof, especially nowadays with the knockoffs. So on the head, this is a ring that you can get, and because of the rubber being squishy, you can put a ring on there, and it helps make it more turn better once the fabric's on there. So that's the ring. They come in different sizes, and then I have a cap. I will have to find it here, but I'm going to go ahead and first, for the head, I want the weight, actually I want the weight towards the back. I'm going to stick this in there. You kind of have to work it in, and I'm going to have this sit in the back of the head. I don't always have gloves on when I'm working on things, but I don't want to. I didn't put any lotion on my hands today, but you can transfer that sort of stuff to your vinyl and make it shiny. And to avoid that, you don't put lotion on your hands. That would be greasy. So anyway, you just kind of work that in. It's going to transfer on to the other side once I get that in there. I believe this is half a pound of glass beads. Nice thing about glass beads is, or the fine, is that it really is easier to squish in there than polyplastic pellets in a bag. Now I have some play dolls, like bitty baby dolls, that I've done, and I will not put glass beads in the play dolls, especially if it's for a child. If that was to ever break open, polyplastic are much, larger of a bead, and glass, fine glass, is like, it's very fine, and it just wouldn't be safe for a child. That's why these dolls are collectible for adults or very much older childs that knows how to take care of a painted artist doll. There's magnets inside the head. I have one on the crown that holds these little magnetic bows. I made two, one in a light pink and a white, to kind of go with some of the outfits I'm sending at home in. So you just want to put it in there and get it up there in the doll's head. You don't want to distort the face. So I feel like I'm going to get, I have something that I can push the stuffing up there a little farther. Okay, these are quite handy to have on hand. They come in different lengths, but I'm going to push some of that to get farther up into this forehead area. I hope this is all on camera here. Polyfilled really doesn't add much weight. It's the bag of weight that you put in there. So yeah, see when I press right here, it's just firm, getting to be just firm enough, but I don't want it overly firm, but I don't want it to where you press and you don't feel, it doesn't feel realistic. Get some over in the cheek area, in the temples. So when you switch, now I know there are many collectors that prefer doing all the filling themselves, because I recently talked to one, she says it's just a bonding experience for her, that she gets to put it together and she weights it and knows exactly what's on the inside. And honestly, if I was buying dolls from people, especially randomly from different artists, you're trusting what they say they put inside the doll. You're trusting that they actually used premium products. You know, if they say they use glass beads, that they truly are using glass beads, and not just saying that they are, and they put in craft sand or something. I'm going to show you what my fine glass beads look like. I buy a large container at a time, and it is heavy to ship, but it's worth it to have it on hand and be able to like do several dolls and not worry about that. So that fills, if you can see that, it's just a nice little bit of a squish, but not too much. There's some good weight in there. Now, she has a magnetic pacifier, and I don't like to put the magnet right smack under the lips, because then that means the contact pulling or pressure from the magnet is going to be right smack on the lips where we put that touch of gloss. And you know, I have some dolls that are 2 decades old that I noticed if you leave the pacifier on there, eventually the gloss that was put on there, and having a magnet, especially not covered. So that's why I'm covering my magnets. There's no metal, you know, against the vinyl and the gloss there. The magnet I have is like right, it's below the lips.